In finding out who you are, in finding out what you like, in becoming the person you want to be, you will find your life partner. You will find them. However, don't let life pass you by because you are scared. If you're bothered by not getting to know yourself, then you're going to miss them. And to be honest, you don't have to attract every single person out here. You really don't. Uh, you really don't have to attract every single person out here. You only need one. All you need is one person. I want to urge you guys to strive for more. If you think you deserve more, you're going to get more. If you think you deserve less, you're going to get less. Because at the end of the day, life is a self fulfilling prophecy. Hello, and welcome to Kitchen Table Advice. My name is Paola, and I am the host of this podcast. This podcast is a safe place where you can ask for any advice you want. It can be relationship advice, both platonic or romantic, career advice, or life advice. I wanted to create a safe place where you can ask for your advice without fear. My purpose here is to serve as a guide and give you a different perspective for you to eventually both find your purpose in life as well as your voice. As a reminder, every name will be anonymous and your identity will always be kept a secret. This is not professional advice, and I am not a licensed therapist or psychologist. Just think of this as advice you would get from a close friend on a kitchen table. So, let's begin. Hello, my wonderful gems. How are you? I hope you're doing amazing. If you're a returning gem, welcome back. If you're new here, hello, how are you? Make sure you set out the vibe, and if you like what you're listening to, then please feel free to like and subscribe to this channel. Alright, so we usually have multiple stories, but today I think we're just gonna stick to this one story. It's really long, so grab your snacks, grab a glass of water, and let's jump in. So the title of the story is My Partner of 7 Years Want to Get Married and I'm Not Sure. Alright? So I am a 25-year-old woman and I've been with my partner, a 25-year-old man, for 7 years, since 2016. We met on the third day of college, both 18, and were basically exclusive since then. He's the second guy slash relationship I've been in, and I'm the first girl he's ever had intimacy with. Pretty old fashioned, I know. I am also a bit reliant on him for parentheses health insurance. I'm currently traveling solo for the next 10 months and will be traveling with him once I am back to look for a new job. I love my partner deeply, but things have been happening for a while now that just leave me confused, especially going forward with marriage. In hindsight, there were many things I've tolerated because we met so young. We changed together, and it becomes harder and harder to imagine life without him. Alright, so here it goes. My partner does not know how to cook at all. I've asked him to learn several times, and when we moved in together officially in 2021, the issue came up more pronounced as I was cooking most of our meals while working full time. He was a remote student full time, but his solution was always I'll order delivery. I initially excused it, thinking he would quote unquote change, but upon us becoming long distance in 2022, parentheses, I had to move for work. I demanded him to take cooking classes, anything, but he still did not try. Before he was going to visit me, I got so frustrated at one point that I told him I wouldn't even bother to see him if he didn't show me a photo of anything simple that he cooked. And he proceeded to send me a photo of cooked pasta, fully plain in the pot, like boiled pasta. He did not know how to open tomato sauce. Okay, he did not know how to open tomato sauce. That is interesting. My partner constantly eats out, especially in the US, and this leads to other things regarding his health. He doesn't choose to eat the healthiest things and doesn't want to go to the gym, leading him to gain weight alongside a sedentary job. I'm frankly not very attracted to him since his weight gain, which, while not major, reflects on his lack of self care, in my opinion. He also regularly skips taking showers or brushing his teeth daily, which does affect our intimacy life. I mean, yeah, ew. Okay, I rarely skip showers, so I just feel like His self grooming is not up to par. My partner has scalp eczema, but does not know how to properly maintain it visually. He has dark, thick hair, and unfortunately, the large parentheses at times scalp flakes are easy to see. He started he started he started some slight male baldness, and it has led him feeling afraid to literally comb his thick textured hair so the flakes just stay there. It's not attractive, but I do not necessarily care. Girl, you do. Please stop. You obviously care. You are writing this in detail, talking about you don't care. Yes, you do. It is more so how he is perceived by others socially and at the workplace. No one would tell him he looks bad, but I most certainly have seen friends' expression change if they see the back of his head doing a flare up. I really, really, really have talked to him so much about this to the point where I pick out flakes myself before he rushes somewhere. I feel like his mother, and it's exhausting to deal with and is explained to him every week. My partner does not want to talk about deep subjects with me, and this has been a gradual change from the past. I think he senses my values has changed, and my partner at the core can be a bit afraid of challenging conversations. So I think mentally he just doesn't want to engage with me in ways I can engage with close friends. When I point out how beautiful, cool, or interesting something is, instead of agreeing and talking to me about this, he would just go, "Oh, you're so beautiful," or whatever adjective I use, and the conversation ends. I just feel really unseen sometimes. I can also be quote unquote moody and sometimes feel straight up like I want to end stuff. When I tell him that specifically, he goes with the same response. I don't know what to do and go see a therapist, which I've tried. I wish he had more to say. Pros pros slash other thoughts about my partner. Oh my gosh, that was all the cons. And the pros are not long. So that tells you a lot about where you stand. But let's keep reading. He's very dependable on the real physical aspect of life. Example, shelter, money, etc. I've been on my own financially since 18 and I don't have family. I was raised with a single mom and had to call her off fully when I was 22. So my partner is my family and is my base when it comes to the essential. Example, health insurance, etc. It's hard to navigate the US while young and alone, and it is so much easier to do so with a long-term partner who is consistent with these things. Therefore, logistically, is it therefore logistically it's damn hard to separate. Who is going to love me like he loves me? I know he has these issues as I stated above, but he truly does love me and wants me to marry him. And I know he will never leave me. If my own family can't even be there for me, how in the world would I find another person like him? To add more to the story, I've asked my partner if I could date casually while traveling, and he has agreed. I am soon realizing that this is not what I need. I still very much crave him physically, and go on random date to just hug parentheses, literally someone with the same stature as him is weird and confusing, yet my brain craves it. I love my partner, but I don't want to marry him. Yet I want to be near someone like him. And for context, I'm not literally being intimate with other people. This is just some stupid days to feel desired while being alone abroad. Yes, it's dumb, but the apps make it so easy. Oh my goodness. We have finished that extremely long story and I'm just gonna jump to my advice. I'm sure your partner loves you, but I think the question is, do you love him? I mean, from your end, it does seem like your partner loves you. He cares about you. He's willing to put you on his insurance, which are all wonderful and great things. Trust me, insurance out here is hard. And if you need a therapist, if you have a certain insurance, maybe you won't be able to get a quote unquote good therapist. I get it. I get it. I get it. Healthcare is a major aspect of our life that we have to take into consideration, especially when you are in your late 20s. This is definitely something you have to take into consideration. However, my question to you is, do you love your partner? Because from reading this, it doesn't seem like you do. Question to you is, do you actually love your partner? Because from all of this, it seems like you're just using him for insurance and not because you actually love him and care about him. You've already stated how you're not physically attracted to him. And even though you're going out on dates, you go out on dates to literally hug men who are his stature, or basically before well, I don't know if you stated this, but I do think these men probably remind you of how your partner was before he gained the weight, before he started his sedentary job, and before he just did not go to the gym. So you're dating, like, I guess, quote unquote past version of your partner, but it doesn't seem like, God, to be honest, it doesn't seem like you love him, and it seems like you're with him because you fear that no one else is going to love you the way he does. And that's just not true. And this isn't to invalidate your this isn't to invalidate your feelings, because um co- from your words, not mine, your own family does not care that much about you, and you will find someone who is willing to give you the world. So it does, from your perspective, it does kind of seem stupid to not stick with this person and try to hope for, I guess, better when you're not sure. But I don't know, it's just so sad. I guess for me, it's just so sad. And a lot of people, and you're not alone, a lot of people have written into this podcast, and the main reason why most people stay with their partners even when they're not physically attracted to them, even when sometimes they abuse you. I'm happy your partner, well, your partner is a little bit questionable, but it doesn't seem like he is abusive. But even despite all that, it's just because they're familiar with their partner and they don't think someone else is going to like them, because I guess previous relationships did not like them, or their parents put place this limiting belief that they were not enough, that they had to do this, do that. For whatever reason, they believe there's not better out there for them, and they might as well just settle for this person right here and now. And that's just so sad. That's not, I don't know. For me, that's not what life is. Life is about you going through both the good and the bad. And just because you've gone through some bad times, it doesn't mean there's no good times at the end. And just because your family members are stupid enough to not realize you are a gem, that doesn't mean you are not a gem. I literally start every episode with hello, my wonderful gems, because I do believe anyone who comes across this channel, and more importantly, are able to listen to the whole advice, are wonderful gems. We are all unique in our own way. We're not the same. No gem is the same. No diamonds are the same. No rubies are the same. No pearl are exactly the same. We are all different and we all shine brightly. And unfortunately, some people do not know. Some people don't know. Some people do not know the value of some gems, and they're going to see us as pebbles. But just because they see us that way, that doesn't mean you have to see yourself that way. So, my advice will actually be break up with your partner, and not for what you think it is. My advice would be for you to break up with this person so that you can find yourself. Because this is reading a lot like you do not know yourself, and this person has showered you with affection. They have accepted you, even though they have some stuff you do not like, even though you voice these opinions, and this person seem like they're not going to change because of those opinions, which is fine. We can always voice our opinions to our partner, and if they're not willing to change, then we need to make a decision on that. So I'm not really gonna follow your part. If your partner does not like cooking, maybe he's not gonna learn how to cook. However, like every single time when boundaries are brought up, I always tell you, you have to make your boundaries known at the first sign of infraction. And if your partner is like, oh well, I'm not gonna change, I'm not gonna do that, I'm not gonna accommodate or try to see a middle point, then the ball is in your court and you decide what to do. This is when you leave. This is when you realize that you need a partner who is willing to at least compromise with you. Maybe not completely change who they are as a person, but compromise and try to understand that this is something that is very important to you. And if you are the person they love or the object of their affection, then they're gonna put in effort. People always put in effort in something they value. I'm not saying your partner does not value you, but it seems like he's not trying enough. And I and there's also another thing about your partner. I don't know if he's not trying enough because you are also the first girl he's ever dated, the first one he's ever been intimate with. Maybe he also has. Yeah. Yeah. Now that I said it out loud, I do think so. Cause like the fact that you were talking about you're gonna go abroad, maybe you should just you've been in this 7 year relationship that you started when you're both 18. Okay, that's a long time. Now you're gonna go abroad for 10 months and he's like, yeah, just date around, date whatever, and come back. I don't know. That is reading. Yes, relationships between people that can happen like that. Some people are just really open and they really don't care. As long as you don't bring back home any STDs or venereal diseases, they're fine with you engaging however you want in a completely different country or in the same country. Some people really are like that, but a lot of us are not. A lot of us are not. And maybe this is just me coming up with a wild theory, but he doesn't seem like he's also in a good place self-esteem wise to just let you do this. I feel like he's just, I guess this is his accommodation of kind of him falling short. I'm pretty sure, like you said, you voiced this in a relationship that he's not cooking. He better send you a picture of him at least trying to cook. He's sending you a picture of boiled pasta because he can't open the tomato sauce. Okay. And you probably voice the thing of, like you said, you voice his eczema and how it doesn't look good and it looks like he's not taking care of himself and it doesn't seem like he's trying in your opinion. So it's just, I don't think he's in the right place self-esteem wise, which is why he's just like, date whoever wherever you are, because he doesn't want to lose you. He may feel like he's dropped the ball so much that this is the compensation. This is, at least this is how it's reading to me. But honestly, my advice is the same. Break up. Please break up. And not because your partner is not a good partner or your partner is this. Both of you are not in a right mindset to be in a long, committed, continue in a long committed relationship where you continually grow and you not only continually grow, but you're just happy. It doesn't seem like you're happy. It really, unfortunately, it does not seem like you're happy and it doesn't seem like he's happy. Why would you? I don't know. I don't know. To be fair, this is not really like a happy relationship. This is more of a relationship based on convenience. And don't don't feel attacked when I say this. A lot of relationships are actually relationships of convenience and not happiness. But we really have to make a way with this thing where we are scared of being ourselves or scared of being alone for some period of time because society tells us so. It's so ridiculous. There is going to be a partner out there who is good for you, who is going to listen to you, who is going to cherish you, and who is going to love you like this partner is loving you. Plus, putting an effort into cooking and putting an effort in their appearance. However, are you willing for that person to come into your life? Are you open for that person to come into your life? That person may actually, you might find that person and they might not choose you as a partner because you're dating someone else. The thing that most people forget when they're in a relationship of convenience where they are just with this partner as a placeholder until the actual partner comes out or until the man who comes and sweeps them on their feet or the girl of their dreams comes. The thing that they forget is those people are not looking for people in relationships. Those people, when they are approached by people in the relationships, push them back. That is a big old red flag. If you are willing to cheat on the partner you're currently with, then what does that say? Then what does that say about your character? Those people, your dream girl and your dream guy, are probably out there looking for someone with character. And if you're going to be in a relationship where this person is just a placeholder until you find your other half, then you're never going to find them. You are always going to miss them every single time. Because if they're actually a healthy person and if they actually care about themselves and care about how they appear into the world, care about doing good, they're not going to be looking for you if you're in a relationship. They're not going to be giving you the time of day if you're dating XYZ person or 123 person, because that says a lot about who you are as a person. That says a lot about your character. That says a lot about how you do not cherish relationships or you do not care that much about relationships. And like I said again, if they're healthy, they're not going to go for that. So for anyone who's listening to this, because I know a lot of people do this, I know a lot of people do this, they just have a partner because they don't want to be quote unquote alone. They don't want to delve into themselves, get to know themselves deeper, and get to know the type of person they are because of whatever. There are a lot of reasons. So I'm when I say whatever, I'm not really dismissing it, but it's just the plethora of reasons, and I understand that. But it's basically fear. All of this is fear. Fear of you always being alone, fear of never being accepted, fear of I guess proving your parents and your family right that you are an effort. But all of that is not true. In finding out who you are, in finding out what you like, in becoming the person you want to be, you will find your life partner. You will find them. However, if you are bothered by the numbers, or if you're bothered by not being with yourself, if you're bothered by not getting to know yourself, then you're going to miss them. And to be honest, you don't have to attract every single person out here. You really don't. Uh, you really don't have to attract every single person out here. You only need one. All you need is one person. And I've seen healthy people. They've seen people who they had a great conversation with them. They thought they were attractive. They thought they were funny, but they didn't go for that person because that person was dating someone else. And then they found themselves in another relationship. Anyways, this is such a jumbo thought, but basically what I'm trying to say is don't let life pass you by because you are scared. I'm sorry you've had a horrible experience with your family. I'm sorry they did not give you the love, adoration, and acceptance that you needed to just grow as a child, because we do need those stuff to just grow into a well-rounded person. I'm sorry they were not able to do that. However, your partner meeting the your partner they're not even meeting the bare minimum, but your partner just being a tad bit above your family is not what you should be settling for. I think you should be I think you should be striving for more in your life. And in doing so, you actually have to find yourself. You need to know what you like and dislike. This is only the second relationship you've been in your life, which there's nothing wrong with that. You can only be in two relationships and know exactly what you want. But this is just reading I am not enough and this person is willing to love me, plus they're willing to give me insurance even though I'm not attracted to them. I don't really like them like that. I don't even want to be intimate with them. I'm just going to suck it up. Until when? Do you just want to live your life where you're never happy? I don't know. That sounds scarier to me. To live a life filled with regret and loss rather than just be open to the world and see what's out there for you. Granted, some people are really picky and they do lose a good thing. However, that's where knowing yourself comes in handy. That's where truly sitting with yourself in those dark days when it's hard and slowly figuring out the type of person you are. That's how you're able to analyze who will best fit in your life. Who do you want as a supplementation or a complementation of your life? Not just someone you're going to take from or someone you're going to give from, but someone who's willing to give to you and who's also willing to receive from you. But that is it. That is it. Yeah, my advice goes, I don't think you love your boyfriend and you're just using him for insurance. So, and don't be so scared. Don't be so scared of dating. Don't be so scared of the world. Yes, the world is a scary place. I'm not gonna lie to you and pretend like it's not. It's just sunshine and rainbows. It's not. It's a scary place. However, there are good people out here. And you have to believe they're out here so you can step out. If you're gonna lock yourself in and never go out because this is as good as it can get, then yeah, for you it's gonna be as good as it can get. But yeah, strive for more. I wanna urge you guys to strive for more. If you think you deserve more, you're gonna get more. If you think you deserve less, you're gonna get less. Because at the end of the day, life is a self-fulfilling prophecy. If you don't think you're worthy, you're not gonna be worthy. And if you think you are, then you are. It just is what it is. All right, so that is it for this episode, and that is it for my jumbled advice. Lately, my advice have been getting jumbled, and I just love it. Inspiration, what can I say? But yeah, so that is it for this episode. Please let me know what you thought in the comment section below. Feel free to add in your 2 cents about this topic because it's always good to get a broader perspective. My perspective is only one, but you guys putting in your perspective or what you have gone through that is similar to this can also aid other women to know they don't have to settle for just baseline. They can actually strive for more, and that's okay. We get our stories on our Gmail account, which is kitchentableadvice@gmail.com. That is where we get some of our stories as well as business inquiries. So again, thank you so much for spending your day with us, and we see you next week. Bye.